Hello, this is Nick with nickscomputerfix.com and coolscheaplaptops.com. Today I want to show you how to transfer your music files from your iPod into iTunes Music Library, and this is useful if your system crashed or you got a new computer. Okay, to begin with, go ahead and plug your iPod into a USB port on your computer, and then you want to click on My Computer or Computer, and if you don't have it on the desktop, certainly you can click on your Start menu and click on Computer here, and that'll take you into your computer where you can double click on your iPod drive. In this case, my iPod drive is called F, and I'm gonna double click there, and now within iPod there's 4 folders within my iPod drive, and the one that we're going to be working with is called iPod_control, but we cannot see it right now because it's hidden. And what you want to do is go up to Tools, go to Folder Options, go to View, and click on Show Hidden Files, Folders, and Drives. Click on Apply, and click OK. And we can now see it. It is no longer hidden. And we can double click on iPod_control, and that takes us into these folders. And then we want to click on Music, and then we come into the default folders that iPod keeps all of its music files into. And in this case I have F00 through F08. There's 9 folders here. You could have less folders, more folders, hundreds or thousands. It all depends on how much music you have on your iPod. For demo purposes, I'm only going to work with this one folder called F00. I'm going to double click on that, and you can see I have 4 songs within that folder that I'm going to be working with, that I'm going to transfer over to my iTunes. So I'm going to go back up one level and go back to F00 and right click on it, and I'm going to say copy, and that copies it into my computer memory so that I can paste that folder anywhere I want. And I want to paste it within the iTunes library or my C drive, and I'll show you how to do that. Let's go ahead and close this and open up iTunes. And once you have iTunes open, go up to Edit, go down to Preference, and go over to the Advanced tab, and look under iTunes Media Folder Location, and be aware of where iTunes is keeping its music folder, or music files rather. And in this case it's keeping them in the iTunes Media folder, and this is iTunes version 10. If you have an older version, it will say music there versus iTunes Media. Okay, now that we know the location, we can before we leave here, we go ahead and make sure you keep iTunes Media folder organized check, because that'll organize your iTunes Media folder, your music folder within iTunes. Okay, we're going to click OK. Alright, at this point we want to go to that location that we just saw, so I'm going to minimize it, and then I'm going to go into my user folder. In my case, mine is called Tutorial. Yours might be called by your username that you're logged into. At any rate, let's go ahead and open that up. Once you have that open, go ahead and click on Music, My Music, iTunes, iTunes Media folder, which is where we want to put that F00. I right click on that and paste, because I'm pasting from my computer memory, and it's going to place that F00 folder in iTunes Media folder, where iTunes Music Library likes to keep its music files. And one more thing while I'm here, we're going to right click on that, and we're going to go down to Properties, and we're going to unhide that so that iTunes can see that folder. Say Apply, click on OK, and then click on OK. Alright, at this point we can go ahead and close that out, and then we can go back into iTunes. And just as a preference, let's go back into Edit and go back into Preferences, Advanced, and so that you remember where the iTunes Media folder is located, because that's where we want to go, and I'll show you here in a second. So go ahead and cancel that and go up to File, say Add Folder to Library, and now we want to go to that location that we just saw. Click on Music, My Music, iTunes, iTunes Media folder, go into iTunes Media folder, F00 is there, select that folder, and then click on select folder, and that's going to bring it right into iTunes. I now have my songs that were in F00 are now in my iTunes music library within iTunes. And as you can see, it was 4 songs. Artists are B-52s, Black Eyed Peas, Bon Jovi, and Magnetic North. Okay, that's how you go about it. I hope this helped you out.